Morning, sports fans. Day trip. Today we're going to Muskegon, Michigan. About a 120-mile trip. A little longer than I like to take for a day trip, but oh, what the heck. Does look like we might hit a little rain here along the way. Some bad weather. It's alright, truck needs washing anyway. But might want to buckle up. Sports fans, well, pull those buckles tight. Here we go. We have arrived. Veterans Museum. Saugatuck, Michigan. US 393. The USS LST 393, landing ship tank. That's what they were called. The 393 here in Muskegon is only one of two left after World War II. There were 1,051 built during the war. This 393 earned 3 battle stars. Sicily, Italy, and Omaha Beach in France on D-Day. After the war, it served as a ferry before being rescued and brought here to be set up as a museum. It's presently going through renovation. The 393 has 5 open decks. The deck you're looking at is the main deck, and that held about 28 Sherman tanks. Where we came in, there's a gift shop, and that gift shop was originally an elevator, so that various equipment, vehicles could be moved from floor to floor, but the tanks, because of their weight, stayed down here on the main deck. This is the entranceway, and those tanks you've seen there in the display are some of the tanks that have been hauled there. This is a 4-cylinder Willys Jeep engine, the small one there. Very serviceable engine. That's why it was very reliable. You could service it really quick. You could change them out in a couple hours. Down either side of the main deck are displays. This one, for instance, honoring the women that served during the war. This is a war museum, so it's more than just a ship. It's Muskegon's War Museum. You see, each one of these little bays has a different display. There's a stairway to the berthing deck. There's a fellow sits here that works on these models. Most of these models are World War II planes and vehicles, although there are some modern ones also. This honors the men and women that served from Muskegon area. Some of the uniforms. Most everything's been donated to the museum by locals. Famous and honored pilots from the Muskegon area. This is the display of some of the ammunition that's been used during the war. Displaying some of the German equipment. Love to have that bronze statue. Some of the gear that was used. A lot of the headwear on display here from the war. I moved up now up these steps. It's next to the elevator to the berthing deck. And each compartment has its own displays. We have a display here of tanks and aircraft. You'll notice here how steep the steps are and narrow. Got to really watch your footing here. Latrine area. Between 200 and 500 enlisted men on shore or on the ship. That could get pretty busy. This is interesting. Some of these berths. Now here's one about 6 foot long. You might see a bunch of them that are like 5 foot long, and I've seen some that were as short as 4 foot. And this is what you had to sleep in. I don't know how you'd sleep in a 4 foot. There's some right there. But this is the berthing quarters. That's a hot water tank. Showers. Again, not many showers. Where you wash dishes. Eating area for the enlisted. display some of the headgear. And one cool jacket. Galley area. This is where the enlisted men would be served. Kind of a self-serve. Go find a place to sit down and eat. They say the men on this ship were really loved the bread, fresh baked bread. Now, this is officers' quarters. And you can see they had mattresses. There were 13 cooks covering 3 shifts on this boat. 120 crew and officers, and they could have guests up to about 250. Guests were like tank drivers and soldiers. There were 12 ship's officers, and as you've seen, they don't sleep on racks, they sleep on mattresses. Captain's quarters. Now the captain has a view, 360-degree view from his quarters. Also have his private lavatory and shower. Quite a bit of storage room. Privileges to rank. Here again you can see how narrow the steps are. The radio room has some displayed here, some equipment, but it is in the midst of renovation. They're still trying to collect some of the gear that's necessary to get everything operational. This ship hasn't been run in quite a while, and I think it's been about, don't hold me to it, but I believe about 5 years since it was actually started up. The other one that there is, I believe, is in Evansville, Indiana, and it does start up and it does run and it does take people out. Here we are in the wheelhouse. Boy, things sure have changed. Look at that radio. Inclinometer. LSTs weren't fancy, but they served a purpose very well. They could land up on the beach, put down their ramp. Tank drivers could drive the tanks right off and they'd get this thing unloaded in no time. They were equipped with deck guns, 3-inch 50 caliber, which you see here, and Mark IV anti-aircraft guns, 20 millimeters. There's 2 replicas here, but at the time of the war, the decks would have been covered with these guns. Well, sports fans, that was interesting. I'm just taking a little trip through the town while I'm here. See parts of it anyway. Bar, that looks interesting. Maybe we can make a U-ey here. No, let's see. Farmer's Market, that's what this is. I would definitely recommend coming up here. If you're driving over 75 miles, I would say stay overnight, enjoy the city. A very interesting city. Looks like there's lots to do, nice eating places. And spend a day in the area. Sure has been fun having you with us. Another one of my day trips. Home sweet home. Well, that was about 6 hours.